let's go racing. Well, I'm not racing, I'm just riding the course, because honestly, I think the true greatness can only be experienced through the lens of rank mediocrity, and that is me. Hello, I am Cosmo Catalano. I will be your host today as we ride the XCO course at Mount von Hoevenberg in Lake Placid. We are starting on a roller ski track that we are thankfully leaving. As a former cross-country skier, I'm here to tell you that roller skiing is terrible and you shouldn't do it. Heading on to the XCO course. Bumpity bump. A lot of people were looking for lines through there. There is one very tight to the inside. I think that'll be the racing line. I am cutting out the start loop because I had about 10 seconds to plan for this. We are back onto the roller ski track. It is paved, but it's not that steep. It's really hard to do steep on roller skis. This is interesting, these split lines. It rained earlier today and it's been drying out since, I don't know, sometime. This, you can see I barely making traction. I think this will dry up a lot and I think it will be way faster to go high because you can carry momentum into this climb. I don't know how much momentum. Oh, come on, don't make me walk this. Oh. That's what I get for not looking. You can tell the parts of this course that are new because they are a big wet mess. And you can tell the parts that are old, like this road, it's actually holding up reasonably well. I will say, from this point on, there's a lot of pedaling. And it's not particularly hard. I'm panting because I'm out of shape. I got some dad gut, but you know, I can ride up this. I'm not stoked about it. My heart rate's 153 beats a minute. I usually race around, I don't know, for cross 170, for a longer race like this 165. But you know, this is, in the olden days, you wouldn't really need an inner ring, granny ring for this climb. Whew. Again, pretty wet today, but it's supposed to dry. I don't think that this will be that sloppy tomorrow at any point. Certainly not by Sunday. Yeah, definitely muddy still though. Maybe I should have waited till tomorrow to ride this. Riding up, riding up. I'm tempted to do the start loop because it is interesting. I'm not going to. We'll see it on the way down. Try to catch my breath as it flattens out. Only have 30-42 on this bike. Whew. Whee. This is, I think, an attempt to make all the climbing not logging road. I don't know how successful it is. I really wish I'd saved a little more for this rock thing ahead because I'm really tired. But, you know, fit and in a race, this is not gonna be a challenge for the best riders in the world. Honestly, you know, that's a recon race. I think Could probably get that if I held my breath, caught my breath. Whew. All right. Boo. Yuck. Couldn't make up my mind there. This is pretty sloppy. A reasonably aggressive front tire, so not hard to steer. But you can see after that 40 seconds of narrow with rocks, we're back on a road. I am definitely gonna have to find a laundromat because this is gross. They put some logs in the road. I think they mean for this to be technical, but you can see, even on pre-ride, people just eating this up. Not me, though. Right. Probably should have gone left a little bit smoother. Maybe if you're trying to make a pass, but again, it turns up there. I don't know. Yeah. A very different course once it dries out, I think. Maybe I'll try it again tomorrow. But yeah, the grade, it's just mellow, you know? Hello. Still getting everything set up. It's Thursday, by the way. I am skipping the all-important press conference to be here with you. This bridge, again, you know, I think it'll be so broken up on that climb, that position getting into the bridge, not gonna be a big deal. And mountain biking, for some reason, does not love the Spring Classic style battle for position, which I get. But I think in some pack racing courses, it actually make a lot of sense to have some bottlenecks that people have to fight for. Maybe I'll do a longer video about it, but there's this kind of like World Cup syndrome where we feel like we need to keep the race open and fair, and narrow and technically challenging is not those things, at least not on a climb. You can see they put some rocks in here. It is not hard to avoid the rocks. It is baby poop slick. Probably should air down, but whatever. You know, this might look bony on the broadcast. It's not. It's really, anyone with the energy to keep their head up is gonna ace that. Are you tired of riding up roads? Because we have a little break. Somebody made a bench cut. But guess what? We're gonna go over this. We're gonna go around the corner. We're gonna go over a bridge. Now we're gonna go up some roads some more. You know? I feel like my point would be better made if I had cleaned the not very hard technical sections on the climb. But I still think that this is just pedaling and not a whole lot of bike skill. Like you could probably launch an attack over those logs, especially if you had a tired opponent. But, you know, no one who is in contention is going to bobble or have their race undone by a lack of technical prowess there. Whew. This is the top. We go into the woods, and I think it's a good thing it gets serious very quickly. Whew. You can see all the mud that's been tracked in. It's a very loamy, slick soil. I'm taking it easy. I haven't ridden it yet. It feels very bitey. It's a lot like what I prefer to ride where I'm from. There's a huck line to your left. I just didn't see it in time to set up. There's some more hucks coming, but you can just shoes this. It's going to be very, very shoesable tomorrow. I think it may just be, you can see I'm putting my brakes on, which guys can carry the speed and not panic, touch those levers. Woohoo! Little drop, bigger drop that I'm not going to hit. Little ruddering in that rear wheel coming in there. We saw a lot of that today. People who hadn't put on the mud tires, they got a recon up front. It's doing work. Again, I would really like to ride this drier because it's going to be night and day. This is an Aspen's course after 6 more hours of sunlight and wind. Recon actually kind of dead on the money right now. I would be having a very good time racing my Schmo Cat 3 companions. All right, here we are, kind of a traverse. Again, I think this is the ideal width for World Cup. Maybe it's a little narrow, but narrow enough that it feels single. You can play that position card. Wide enough that if you want it, you've got the skills and the power, you can take it. A little outrig there because really scared about sliding off this to the downhill side because that's a big pond with a big cliff, and it's not out of the realm of possibility somebody overshoots this and goes for a swim after a fairly terrifying plunge. They have a life preserver on a building over there. I don't know if they have a marshal ready to throw it. So if somebody falls in the pond and it's a whole thing, you heard it here first. Again, that's not hard. It is sort of a climb, sort of not. I really wish it were challenging technical uphill. Instead of more pedaling up a road. This might technically be the high point. No, I don't think so. Anyway, another little climb. Again, it's not Drunken Pirate steep. I don't see it being a differentiator in terms of racing. No, in terms of vibe, we're about to come into a very vibey section. I think it's extremely well done. I don't know that it's race relevant, but I'm sure you've seen this. You've seen this in the socials. Double berm section. Pretty sure inside is faster. Barely ripping this. I'm sorry, guys. Berms are not my jammy jam. Give me some chonk, some steep stuff. Definitely air opportunities there. If you had gotten on the brakes, like me, more air opportunities here. Guys, running around the course. Hello. And there's a little bit, if you feel jazzy, if you've got that you got that Flukiger style and you're against a guy who's seeming a little stiff, you could try and attack coming out of those berms. And if you come in with flow, with speed, you would have a little advantage because the other guy would have to put in some watts to accelerate. But again, you got this wide open, pretty flat, good visibility, gonna be smooth terrain tomorrow, probably. I don't know that you can make a difference with anything other than pedaling hard. I forgot to shift. Now I'm powering through the slot with my fairly slick rear tire. Back onto the start loop. This is going to be a little tricky because the sun is right in my face. It is extremely pretty. Maybe I'll grab the Insta, swing it around, show you the goods. But again, it's not, there were people on preview checking this next section out. So somebody, and I'm just gonna run this because this is cyclocross right here, can see the slop. There's a lot of edge in there. It's not getting a lot of light, but not a lot of good drainage. This could be sloppy. People may be fighting for that left side line. I guess I'll take some footage and tell you tomorrow. But yes, here's the top. So these rocks here, people were really looking for a magic line through here. And I don't think such a thing exists. I think it is bouncy and bouncy no matter where you do it. I think there are some bouncy lines that will let you go through faster, or they can, you take the bounce early and then speed up, or you speed up and then take the bounce late. Stuff where you can make a pass. But this, I think this might actually be the most technical part. And it's not that technical. There is a huck line on the inside there, but I don't think it's, I think if you huck it that hard, it's just gonna go, it's gonna shoot you off the berm. All right, so if you're good and you come around there with speed, come around here with speed, come through the tunnel with speed, one more mud stretch, but then you get the berms, and they're fun. You can see a little stutter bump already forming. Again, it's not gonna make a difference if you're a pro rider. Yeah, I didn't actually get a close look at this, but I think, yeah, it's just smooth. That side hill on my right, it's actually very hard to walk. Maybe the most technical, challenging part of the course for me. I'm on the brakes again. Don't need to be. You can definitely rip this if you're good. But like I said, rank mediocrity is the foil of unmatched greatness. And I am bringing you so much of it right now. This is actually a lot sloppier than I thought it would be. I haven't seen that, so I'm not going to hit it. It's not that bad. Yeah. These are, in addition to being blind for me, they're also right in the sun, so I am going to be cautious. Whee! Oh, I've caught the runners. On your left, have a good one. Wow, that looked totally different. There's a double jump there. I completely missed it. Woo! So see, I had that. Hang on there. Now, this, if you can hear me over the dulcet tones of Paul Simon, actually a pretty legit end of the lap. If you have a group of 2 or 3, all the way up to probably 6, this is going to be cutthroat. It's very cyclocrossy, lots of grip on the grass. It'll only get grippier. Come into the tunnel, and actually a big momentum transition here. I think you want to be wide. I don't know, because this is baby poop. It will probably not be tomorrow. The only person I saw ride this in preview was Evie Richards, and I think she had some tasty mud tires on, because this is just slop. It will actually be kind of a joy kill if this is like this for the weekend. We'll see. Get back on a bike. As I was saying, big cyclocross vibes. Coming into Tech Zone, it's very fast. This is actually the biathlon range. Well packed. You know, it's been raining all day, and this is fast. This is file treads. If you're on a cross bike, probably Aspens or something similarly light. I don't think, if you're good, you'll risk pushing the rear tire out on these corners. We saw Candice Lill stuff a pedal, so it's possible, but You would have to pay attention coming through here again. One more uphill onto this berm side hill. It's right in the sun. Again, you got a speed line to the right, direct line to the left. YOLO. That's not actually that steep. I don't think anybody's going wide. More baby poop. Whee! Ugh. Yeah. So you can see which parts of the course are new, because they are slop. Whoop. Had my doubts there. But this is the final corner. Very kind of Belgian semi-classic vibe to this finish. Dog leg and everything. Transition from dirt, pavement to mud. Some bumps. Woo. Yeah, they're gonna have to do something about that. It's really wet. And that's the lap. 23 minutes, 50 seconds. I think the pros will be faster. They try to not mess up their start line. Yeah, messy.